What's up, everybody? It's Kelcey from the High-Low Sports Podcast. You may know me from that High-Low Sports Podcast or maybe that NFL Unhinged show, one or the other. But I'm here today, and we're actually going to be bringing you something brand new. Together with Hector and Edward from the Insert Name FC Podcast, we will be bringing to you guys a brand new show talking nothing but Champions League soccer leading up to the games. What's it called? You might have guessed it, Unhinged FC. That's exactly what we're going to bring to you. We're going to bring you some unhinged takes from the guys over at Insert Name and myself to all things Champions League from now until the end of the finals. We're super excited to bring it to you guys, and don't worry, we got some stuff planned for you. To give you an idea of what we're talking about, here you go. Istanbul, you think of Munich, think of some of the more outlandish finishes you've ever seen in the Champions League. And that's what we're going to bring to you today, guys. We're all going to give you our best champion or Champions League final game. Maybe they're not the same, but maybe they are. We'll find out. Hector, let's go ahead and let's hear what you got to say, man.
As much as it's going to kill me, but it was just, to me, was just like the most, it had everything that you wanted. It had a comeback. It had a clear underdog story. And then it just had like the wildest finish to a Champions League final. And that's the 2005 Liverpool Champions League final. AC Milan was in full control of the game. Obviously had a clear lead in this game. And then Liverpool just turned it around in the second half, comes back and win it. I mean, it has everything that you want in a game. It had the drama, it had the excitement, and the only reason why I say it sucks for me because I do have a soft spot for AC Milan. But I mean, Liverpool had that kind of really defined Liverpool's history was that Champions League title, in my opinion. And I mean, I'm sure Liverpool fans. Maybe not all Liverpool fans knew about the 2005 Champions League because maybe they just became Liverpool fans not that long ago. But
I feel like I'm personally attacked right now.
Yeah.
Were you?
I became a Liverpool fan in the 05-06 season, so I missed the run of Istanbul shortly, But I did. Hey, I went back and watched it, and I gotta say, yeah, it defines Liverpool fanship for me wholeheartedly. But man, that was like a personal moment there. That was coming at me, Hector.
Well, okay. Well, how was I supposed to know when you became a Liverpool fan?
Hey, he was with the Nino Torres era. All right,
exactly. That's exactly why I became a fan. My dad's of Spanish descent. I love me some Fernando Torres, man. Give me that guy. Give me Dirk Kuyt as well. Those two plus Stevie G. You got my heart.
Man, speaking of Nino Torres, man, that guy got shredded after he retired.
He bulked up and shredded. Like he's like, hey guys, like that dude is just
he's
literally a beast anymore.
He's not Nino anymore. He's Hombre Torres.
There you go.
He grew up big time. No more sucking his thumb as he runs to the corner flag anymore. That's for sure.
Nope.
Edward, what about you, man? What you're looking at for your?
All right, so for me, it's gonna be the excuse me. It's gonna be the 08-09, the Barcelona versus Manchester United one. Okay. That right there, to me is I like both of those teams. Those teams are the teams that I go for. English Premier League, I'll go for Man U. I have a soft spot for Liverpool, so don't take it to heart. Don't take it to heart.
No, it's fine. You can have your bias. It's okay.
but Barcelona's my go-to, and I mean Hector can tell you. I'm just a Barcelona fan altogether. So if that's actually what I'm hoping for this year, but to me, it's just it was a good match altogether. It was I believe that was the last year Ronaldo was in Manchester United, I believe. And then I think that was the final that everybody
that was the end of an era right there because that was Wayne Rooney, Carlos Tevez, and
Sir
Ronaldo.
Alex Ferguson even because I think that shortly right after that he was like, all right, I'm passing on the reins.
No, he was there for Van Persie.
Yeah, he was there for another, I think, 3 years or so. But yeah. He was. I mean, you're not wrong. He was definitely approaching the end of his career compared to the rest of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that to me, that was like it was a hell of a squad that Man U had.
Wasn't that like a treble versus like a possible treble versus another treble?
Yeah, and
like Man U was dominant that year, and so was Barcelona.
Yeah, Man U was like the English Premier League champs. if I'm not mistaken.
They were the
And
English Premier
Barcelona,
League and FA.
yeah. And then Barcelona was coming in with the Spanish league title, and it was just everybody was like, okay, the main show basically was Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. But it was like very early on, and I think it was during this match that Messi scored a header, and everybody was like, "What?" He looked like a little fish, like a little goldfish.
Yeah.
And he shot it into the corner. Somehow he got to it, and everybody was like, even the announcers were like, "This is a goal you will never ever see again because you've never seen Messi go for a header ever. This is a completely different situation. You would see Ronaldo go for headers like that, and if anything, he would go in there with authority. But then you see Messi jumping like little fish." Like going upstream like a little salmon, and he just makes it. It's like,
but also
what?
that was when Messi had his long hair, so all you see is this like whole thing of hair just going with the directions of the ball.
Yeah, you literally, his hair was longer than his whole body was. I mean, at that point in time, so it was literally whipping my hair back and forth, if you will.
Yeah,
I feel like it wasn't so much a header. Maybe it was just his hair, just whipped the ball and just threw it.
Yeah,
Argentinians love the hand of God. This is the hair of God in this moment.
There you go.
That hair flip, man.
The hair flip. It was cousin It right there. He was just used all his hair follicles and everything just to push that ball in, and it worked.
Yeah, and this is actually the year after Man U beat Chelsea as well. So they were going for a repeat, and that previous year was that fantastic Chelsea Man U game too. That everybody forgets that John Terry slipped, which I still think is the best moment in Chelsea history.
Oh yeah, that's where everybody was just like, "We would have won if it wasn't for John Terry."
Yeah,
I was like,
one of the most fantastic center backs of that year just happened to cost him a game. Oops, sorry, Chelsea.
No, but it's pretty badass. Like it's just to me, I guess you could say that's probably where you could actually see the difference between Ronaldo and Messi, where you could actually start to see it, because nobody had really ever seen them go head to head. And I think that was one of those few matches, especially because they were in completely different leagues until Ronaldo decided to go to Real Madrid. But that's when everybody was like, yeah. So it was to me, that was like the start of that rivalry. To me, in my eyes, because I mean, yeah, everybody could see it, like, oh, but they never actually went to head, and when everybody saw that it was them two in the final, it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get to see something, and sure enough, I mean, like I said, we saw something. We saw a little Messi actually scoring a header, so I was like, yep.
And let's not forget, one of the best African players to ever happen as well. Samuel Eto'o scored that year as well. That's something to not be taught, because then after that year, he really disappeared. I mean, as far as mainstream soccer goes, he disappeared from the world stage, and that was one of his last hurrahs, if you will.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, Hector, you told me this. Samuel Eto'o is a Mourinho guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was in Inter Milan with him.
Yeah, so I mean, he didn't get along with Pep. Pep and Eto'o would get into it a lot. There was a time that I think after Eto'o left, that's when Zlatan came in.
Yep.
So it's like he was trying to push him. I think he was trying to push him out, but at the same time, Eto'o basically was showing him, "Hey,
it's interesting though how you get rid of a Mourinho guy just to bring in another Mourinho guy.
Yeah. It just caused more and more controversy.
Let's not forget also on that team, Thierry Henry, again, facing one of his former EPL guys.
That's right.
Yeah, he was playing left wing at the time. That was right before he came to the U.S. with New York Red Bulls. And that was one of his last hurrahs as well, because then when they brought in Zlatan is where you saw that big change for Mourinho's factor, where they started doing the false nine, and then they brought in David Villa, and that was the end of Henry, and that was the end of Zlatan real quick, and Samuel Eto'o. That is a really great game. I got to be honest. You guys have kind of taken my top two choices away from me here. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, you obviously would expect me to say Istanbul would be the one. Especially that's really where I fell in love with soccer was watching Liverpool, and then going back and watching The Road to Istanbul, the documentary they did on it.
Yeah.
And then in 2008, I'm high school kid watching this with a bunch of my soccer team, watching Barcelona and Messi versus Ronaldo at the time was out of his mind, but nobody thought he'd be the Ronaldo we saw now. and he was still fantastic. And Wayne Rooney, I mean, you talk about that team was just amazing. Kind of the end of the golden era guys too. Giggs, Scholesy, Rio Ferdinand. But for me,
Yeah.
look, I gotta fast forward a little bit to one of the craziest games I've ever seen, to 2014, the Real Madrid Atletico Madrid, the Madrid matchup, if you will. And I would have obviously taken Istanbul if Hector decided he wanted to go on his. He took the easy one, and honestly, I don't blame him. But no, Real Madrid, man, Atletico Madrid. This game was crazy. I mean, it finishes 1-1, and it's literally 1-0 Atletico until the 93rd minute when Sergio Ramos, of all people,
Oh,
and the
that's
myth,
right.
the legend, the biggest demon to every player, every offensive player in the world, scores in the 93rd minute, being the evil man he is. And then,
oh god,
yeah, go to extra time, and not only does Real take the lead, Real just decides to bust the floodgates open and drop 3 on them.
Yeah, Gareth Bale, CR7 scores a goal.
Yeah, Cristiano, Gareth Bale, Marcelo, of all people, the most attacking left back I've ever seen in my lifetime, next to Dani Alves on the right side. Those, you talk about Marcelo and what he does for that team, and Gareth Bale, Cristiano. I don't think we've seen more stars score in a single game for Madrid in a game where they were losing through 93 minutes of it. And that I can think of. I mean, this game was fantastic from start to finish, and probably the most lopsided finish for a game that was so competitive.
I mean, not only that, but that was La Decima. That was the 10th Champions League title for Real Madrid, the only team to achieve double digits in Champions League.
Yeah.
No, just saying.
Just dropping a little bomb factoid on us.
No, but it was such an intense game. I remember there was an injury for Atletico Madrid. Actually, early in the game, and that I know a lot of people put that in a factor into it, but I mean, Atletico played with such discipline. I mean, there's a reason why Diego Simeone is still there in Atletico Madrid, and no, that was a really good team, and I believe at that time it was actually Ancelotti who was managing Real Madrid, and I mean, it was just a really good game. It was intense. I remember having my emotions go through a whole roller coaster just because of, I'm just like, I remember I had faith in Real Madrid, but I was like, Atletico looks really good this year though. So, but
yeah, they did.
They looked really good, but I think, yeah, as soon as but I think Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos definitely like deflated something in Atletico, because then going into extra time, it's like, man, we already played all out in this 90 minutes, and now you tell me we got to play another 30. And it's like we just don't have it. And then, I mean, there you go. You see Real Madrid do it, and then get to lift number 10. I think it was such a crazy moment, because I just never thought we would ever see 10 Champions League titles ever. Especially throughout, because I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo at that point was already with the team for a while, but they just still couldn't get over Barcelona. And so when you finally saw that, like, okay, I think we have something here where we can maybe start contending, and they did, little by little. I mean, and then obviously they had that when Zidane took over and they won 3 straight Champions League titles.
I don't know how many bets I've lost with this guy, where it's always been like the Clásico. Oh my God. It's like, okay, I bet you they're going to win. Okay, I bet you. How many Olive Gardens did you owe me in the past? And now I'm the one that ends up owing you. Like,
yeah, man. Well,
never bet on your favorite teams is the one thing I've just learned from this conversation.
Hopefully, because obviously for Insert Name FC in our podcast, obviously we do the Barcelona fan. I'm a Real Madrid fan, and Spencer, our producer, is an Atletico Madrid fan. So whenever our teams play against each other, we have a singing bet. So loser has to sing the outro.
You guys intro to our episode one time with some Rick Astley, if I'm not mistaken, and that was the most fantastic intro we've ever had for our episode. And that was wonderful. I think that was your guys' producer that had to sing that time.
Yep. That was Spencer.
Yeah. So Spencer, shout out to you, man. That was fantastic. I loved it. That was because I was caught off guard because I wasn't expecting Rick Astley coming into our episode.
What I wasn't expecting was the music video.
Exactly.
That's what I wasn't expecting.
That just threw me off big time, but I was like, I love it. I was like even thinking, I want to do this. Like, I wouldn't mind singing this song. I even told Hector, that's the song. Not Frozen. Just
Bro,
That's the
you
song.
gotta stop hating on Frozen, man. It's such a
yeah.
great song.
Look, I'll be honest. If I end up losing a bet and have to sing, I'm 100% going with "Let It Go," just because it's either gonna be that or milkshakes. Like my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Because I had to do that in high school.
You just gave me my idea.
So here's the question. God. Here's the question, guys. Do we make a bet on all of our favorite teams are in this? We have Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, all in the finals in the knockout stage.
Oh,
I have the most to lose here because Liverpool has 0 central defenders. So should we make a friendly wager on this and roll with this?
Would the bet be on who makes it the furthest or where we're going with?
That's the question. Do we go all the way to the finals? Because I think when you look at the list, the teams in it this year, outside of Bayern, our 3 teams are this next favored. So
true.
So here's the question: Do we go for straight whoever makes it to the finals, or because you guys have the opportunity, both Liverpool and Barcelona have the opportunity to meet Madrid in the finals, do we do just best finisher?
Ooh, it's a toughie.
Now remember, I have the most to lose here because my team has 0 central defenders. Let me just keep repeating: 0 central defenders.
It makes you feel better. It's not like Barcelona and Real Madrid are having like the best season.
No, exactly. That's why I feel somewhat comfortable offering this up.
You have an unsettled Messi, and you have a Real Madrid that lost a Ronaldo. So, it's just
also Real Madrid that apparently a bunch of players want to leave.
Yeah, basically, it's like everybody wants to follow suit with Ronaldo. So, well, I don't know what you think, Hector. I think
I'm game.
I'm game for that. But my choice would be, my choice would be to see who makes it to the final.
So if none of us make the final, we all lose the bet.
We all lose the bet, and we probably have to do like a barbershop quartet.
Whoo! All right. Yeah, that's. All right, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I'm down with that. I'm down with whoever makes it to the final, and if we don't, we all do well, I guess it would be a tri-tet.
Yeah.
Who's gonna pick the song? Are we gonna have Spencer?
Okay, now this is the perfect moment for all of you listening to this and all of our network colleagues. We're gonna drop a poll about this. If we have to do a trio, we're gonna have a list of 3 songs that you have to pick from. For everybody, if we have to do a single, we're gonna have another list of songs for that person to sing. So after our finals, our post game finals recap, we're gonna have that person or all of us sing that song. So that's how I think that's the best way to do that for picking the song. Let them pick the song. That way we can't take an easy way out. Nobody can say tequila every 30 seconds. Because that would have been honestly, I can't lie to you guys. I would have picked that one first.
I was thinking Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls by TLC.
Oh, man.
See, that's good luck with you, man. There are songs and then there are songs, and I'm not about to sing that song. So, guys, that does it for us right now. Obviously, stay tuned, guys. We will have a ton more coming to you guys for Champions League previews. Be sure to tune in to Unhinged FC. We will be on every Tuesday and Wednesday during game weeks. So be sure to look out for that. There will obviously be more announcements on the Unhinged Network. So at Network Unhinged on Twitter, you'll hear it from the guys over at Insert Name FC. You'll hear it on their podcast. You'll hear it on my podcast at High-Low Sports. And if you guys don't know already, we literally go back-to-back on Thursdays. So these guys air noon, if I'm not mistaken, Eastern time on Thursday.
Yep.
We come and High-Low Sports comes on at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. So you hear us right back-to-back. So there's no excuses. You're gonna hear one of us, guys. But I know I'm excited for this, guys. I can't wait to do this, and thank you for agreeing to do this with me. This is going to be fantastic.
I want to add on to one thing. It's just the fact that I love how the name of this show implies to what our show is.
You can almost say they predicted this down in the future.
Honestly,
wow. I'm just still in like, yeah.
But you guys, as you can tell, we're gonna have a lot of fun on this. So for Hector and Edward, guys, I'm Kelcey, and we'll see you guys soon.
Take care, guys.